we have started the topic of stereochemistry, and I did mention to you what stereochemistry is, and then I did talk to you what kind of stereoisomerism is there in, and we did discuss a lot what are those compounds which has got a specificity towards stereochemistry, and I did mention a lot about it, that is chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon atom are there, and which has got the property of optical activity. And I did talk to you what are asymmetric carbon. All, if this is the central point of carbon, 1, 2, 3, 4 places different legends are attached. Those are designated as asymmetric carbon atom, and optical activity is being represented by such compounds. And I did talk to you, that is, if this is an object and you have placed a mirror in front of it, and this is mirror image, object, mirror, and then its image. Now you can see if we superimpose upon it, they are not going to superimpose upon each other. Therefore, this is one enantiomer and this is another enantiomer. And one enantiomer could be a beautiful drug and another could be a beautiful prize. You have all been able to know all about it. So now currently we are going to discuss very important property of these enantiomers. If this is one enantiomer, this is another enantiomer, and you cross the light through this enantiomer, light will be able to move towards right hand side. This is called as dextrorotatory, and if you pass the light from it, it moves towards right hand side. This is called as levorotatory compound. And now I would let you to know how does these will be presented. I was talking about DNL form. Now if this is the one enantiomer, light is passing through it and it rotates the plane of polarized light towards left. This is represented by D dash is there, and this is represented dextrorotatory. And if light is being passed and it would let it to be moved towards right hand side, this is represented by small l with the dash. This is called as levo. So depending upon the property of that enantiomer, it can rotate the plane of polarized light either towards left hand side or towards right hand side. If it rotates towards the left hand side, this is designated as dextrorotatory, which is represented by small d dash. Similarly, if it can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the right hand side, it is designated as levorotatory and being represented by small l with the dash, as I did talk to you just now. So I will again let you to know how to write on dextro d dash. This is called as dextro. And how you will represent levo, small l with the dash, this is called as levo compound. Now if a compound is 50% dextro and 50% levo, so if it is rotating 50% towards left side and 50% towards right hand side, and in a nutshell it will be optically inactive. As to indicate 50% dextro, 50% levo, they will nullify each other and compound will present optically inactive. That is called as racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. Racemic mixture. That is the compound which has got 50% dextro and 50% levo mixed in it. that is called as Westbrook mixture, and it is optically inactive. Now, how you could be able to understand this phenomena, whether there is optical isomerism and how does a dextro is formed and how does a LIGO is formed, that I can let you to know a pretty good example, which is very simple and very easy one. Now, here a view of this picture. Now, you can see we are going to explain it experimentally now. Now, this is electromagnetic radiation moving in all planes. हर तरफ लाइट पड़ रही है, दाएं बाएं ऊपर नीचे आगे पीछे. Now you place this light in front of it in a gold prism. Now here we have placed in a gold prism, and light has been placed on a single plane, that is called plane polarized light. Now in the next slide, next diagram, you can see it. Again, this is the same situation. Electromagnetic radiations are therein. It are being passing through the Nicol prism, and they are being converted into one plane. This is towards all sides, upar, niche, right, left, so and so forth, through X, Z and Y axis it is moving. Now when you place within them a Nicol prism, it will make it towards one direction. The light is one direction. This is called as plane polarized light. Now then you place another prism in front of it, and this prism is perpendicular to this one. This is in this way, and that is opposite side. 190 angle is there. This is this, and this has been placed here like this. Now you can see this making a 90 angle. Now what will happen? Could you be able to see light here? What will happen in this case? You have placed 90 angle. Now no light could be able to visible here. Now next onward, what you would like to do, that is again, you have got the plane radiation in different directions. Nicol prism, this has been made plane polarized light in one direction. Now you place the prism which is parallel to first one. So now you can see this is in this way, and second prism is also in this way. What will happen? Now you can see light could be visible here. Now these are the things you can understand from here, and now we are moving towards the conclusive point, and the conclusive point is, that is radiation in all directions. You placed in front of it in the Nicol prism, and radiation has been made in a plane polarized light. Now in a one direction. Now this light, which is in a single plane, passed through a solution of sucrose, and sucrose is a compound which is optically active. It has got two asymmetric carbon in it, and it can rotate the plane of polarized light either towards right hand side or towards the left hand side. Now you can see that direction of the light has been changed. Now what will happen here? This is at right angle to it, and in previous case you could have seen why we placed, but again the prism situation is the same. There shouldn't be light, but there is light, which indicates this solution has done something with this plane polarized light, and that has been rotated, and it has been rotated in a one direction So small fraction of light could be seen here, which has been able to rotate. Previously, if it was going to stay like this, there shouldn't be no light. But once when you place herein a solution of optically active compound, and that is the sucrose, and sucrose will tilt the light towards, say, right hand side in this direction. So when you place the prism perpendicular to it, there will be little light. That means straight light has been converted towards any direction, and that is, say, right hand side. That compound would comes to be rotated. Could you be able to understand this thing? It's very difficult at the moment for me to let you to explain in this way, but I can understand with the pictorial presentation you could be able to understand it. Look at, again I am going to provide you now. Prism situation is the same in these two cases. You can see light in all conceivable planes, that is upward, downward, the right hand side, so x-axis, y-axis and z-axis directions. When you place an cold prism in front of this radiation light in all conceivable planes, that has been directed in a single direction. Now this is called as polar light, which has got the plane polarized light. एक ही direction में it is moving. Now the Nicol prism is in this direction, first one, and the second one is at right angle to it. Now what will happen? Light will not pass from it. But in this case, you can see the plane polarized light is not there. It is moving in all conceivable planes, upward, downward, right, left, x-axis, y-axis and z-axis. We place the core prism like this and it make it in a single plane as here. But herein you have placed an additional thing in it, and that is sucrose solution. And sucrose has got two optically active carbon, and optically active carbon can rotate the plane polarized light towards the right hand side. Now you can see light direction has been moved. Now this prism is in the same way, and if you could see, if the light has not been tilted, so then there shouldn't be any light. But once when you placed optically active substance, it has rotated the plane of polarized light towards the right hand side. So when it moves little bit right hand side, you can be able to see very few light here. From this experiment, we could be able to conclude that when you place an optically active substance in front of the plane polarized light, it can rotate it. So this is the actual thing which I wanted you to grab, and that is the property of optically active compound which we have placed in front of it. So this is the stereochemistry which is important for you to know, that how does D form and L forms are formed. Now if we place the solution here, it moves in this direction, dextro rotatory, and it moves towards the right hand side. It is called as levorotatory, as I did mention to you, D and L form. Now if it is moving in left hand side, that will be presented by D. If it is moved towards right hand side, it is presented by levo, and 50% dextro and 50% levo combine together to form DL form, and this DL form is optically inactive because 50% is towards left, 50% is towards right, and optically this compound will inactive. Two 50% compound combine together in a way to give inactive compound. If this is biologically active and this is not biologically active, they combine together and the optical activity of this will also vanishes off, goes off, dies off, and decays off. That is 50% dextran, 50% liver when combined, the compound will comes to be optically inactive. I would like to repeat all that which just now I have done. I did talk to you what is stereochemistry and how many kinds of stereoisomerism is there in, and why optical isomerism is important, and what are those compounds which contain optical isomerism in it. The presence of chiral carbon or asymmetric carbon, that means to which all legend attached are different. They can form object to mirror image, and object to mirror image, when all legends are different, it will be non-superimposable upon it. When it will be non-superimposable upon it, then one could be one enantiomer, another could be another enantiomer. One could be a D form, that means it can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the left hand side, and other could be a compound called as L form or LIGO form, which can rotate the plane of polarized light towards the right hand side. And I gave you pretty good experiment of dipole prisms, and you could be able to find out that how does this asymmetric carbon atom rotate the plane polarized. Thank you very much. So nice. I think I could be able to make you to clear these things. If you cannot understand anything, please do talk to me on mobile number, and I am ready to share you on mobile whenever, wherever, and at any moment, might it be day or night, I am 24 hours available on your service. Thank you very much. My mobile number is 0300416375. Thank you.